Hi, Mrs. Ramirez again. This is the second video of Module 1, Lesson 28. This table is large. It is large and in charge. So I wanted to tell you there's lots of information, almost too much information sometimes for this, but that's why we also set up the other side. So notice, like we did last video, very specifically we set up this table. Sorry for the noise, it gets in the way. Okay, so but we did this very specifically because there's lots of noise. We did this very specifically because it's very much like the video we have, or the problem we're doing just about now. So back to the exercise. So we have lots of different things on sale. Complete the missing information of the table. So I first noticed there's the original price, sale price, the amount of discount. So do you remember when we kind of broke it here? Because these are all dollar amounts, but over on this side, it's percents. Very specifically. So percent saved, percent paid. And I'm going to have you start over here because percent saved is the discount. Percent paid is what you pay. Now, what we know about fractions is it's always equal to 100. So if I take the discount and I add it to the percent that you paid, it's always going to equal 100%. So I would start here. Now, notice here we don't have any percents. They didn't give us one in order to make the other, but we'll have to work backwards a little bit with that. And we'll talk about that more in class later. So the one we're going to talk about right now, and I'm going to model for you, is the book. So if you paid 80%, then the amount saved, it has to equal 100. So the amount saved, the discount is 20%. So we need to know 3 different pieces of information for this to work. So let's go back and remember in the last video when we were doing the example, we were talking about the 3 different parts. We've got the original price, which the original price is always the whole. Okay, that's never going to change. The original price is always the whole. However, these two are part and part, and it depends on which one you use. Depending upon which percentage you use is what's going to depend on which part you use, and it's going to make more sense here in just a second. So they give us the amount of discount. So remember, the amount of discount is the sale price. It's what you save. And do you also remember from the other part, this sale price is what you pay. And the whole, of course, is always the original. So we're going to take, throughout all of this, the original price minus the sale price to equal the amount of discount. Give you a second to finish up. Those titles are going to be really, really important. So going back to our book, up here, I'm going to mark it book because I'm going to have lots and lots and lots of work on this page, and I need to be able to indicate what is what. So scooching it over, book. What they gave us is the sale part, the amount of discount. It's what I saved. Now notice that I saved 280 and percent saved. When I use the amount of discount, what I saved, I need to use the saved amount for discount. Those are going to be my extra titles. So I'm going to have my percent that I saved. Here's a title. It is important. I'm going to use the other number that is saved as well. Part, whole, I'm going to start with my percent saved, 20%, 20 out of 100. Because I use that one very specifically because it's saved and I need to know that. So $2.80. I'm helping with this one because it's a little more difficult. So I mentioned a few minutes ago that you've got to have 3 parts. The whole is always going to be the same. The whole in the percent is always 100. The whole in the price, this is the part, this is the whole. The whole in the price is always going to be the original price. But we don't know that. Oftentimes, we're being shown the sale price. That's the part you pay. That's when you would save it or use it with the percentage of what you paid. But since they gave us what I saved, I'm using the discount of what I saved. Saved equals saved. So what I don't know is whole. Now, I can't do 20 times something to equal 280. I might have to divide, or remember, I can reduce 20 hundredths. So if I divide, I'm going to reduce 20 hundredths and divide it by 20. 20. So therefore, 20 divided by 20 is 1. 100 divided by 20 is 5. So 20% equals 1/5. And I hope you're starting to remember some of these numbers because they come up quite often. So 20% equals 1/5. Now, I can take the part saved and have 1/5 equals something $2.80. Now my multiplication is going to be much, much simpler. It's still the information up here. I just reduced it to 1/5. So our part that I saved is 280. So 1 times $2.80, I'm going to multiply 1 times 280 equals 280. What I do to the top, now I'm going to do at the bottom. Now, $2.80, I'm going to not put that 0 there because I don't need it, and it'll just make extra work for me. 5 times 8 is 40. I have 5 times 2 is 10, plus the 4 that I carried over, 14. Carry my 10, there's nothing to hold it, so it falls down. 140, but I have 1 decimal. Remember, decimal, multiply, move it on over. So move it over, 14. That might make sense. $14 is the whole. So for book, remember we're doing the book, $14. Therefore, the amount of discount. I don't know the sale price, but remember up here, we said original price minus sale price equals the amount of discount. So let's do this and go a little different. $14 minus $2.80. So $14. Do you see why I'm modeling this one for you? It's big. $2.80. Now I figured out the whole. Now I need to subtract in order to find my discount. So 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 minus 8 can't do it, borrow. 10 minus 8 is 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. Bring down the decimal. Since we're subtracting, you can bring it down. And 1 minus 0 is 1. So would it make sense that the sale price is $11.20? Because the discount that is what you saved. Remember, that's what we figured out. So what you paid is $11.20. When you go to set up other ones from what you paid, for example, you're going to go to the television here in just a second. You might put a T, and since they told us what you save, what the sale price is you pay, you need to use the percent of what you paid. Percentage equals out of 100, 20 plus something equals 100. This is going to be 80%. So save, or this is pay, let's write it pay, sorry. Pay equals pay. Just like over here was saved equals saved. So I took it from the pay. It is the sale price. It's a part. It's not a whole. It is 800. This is the part. This is the whole. It's not the whole, but 80%. Now I can divide. Go back through there. Okay. We are going to do the MP3 player in class. So right over here, save for class. The MP3 player is even more involved. So save that one for class. Snack bar, y'all have to go through this to find the price, to find the percent. But we'll talk about that in class as well. Happy learning. Bye.